Do you want to build your mortgage business on Facebook on purpose or on accident? If you want to do it on purpose, I'm going to show you one thing you can do right now in order to grow your network on Facebook every single day. I'm Nick Carpenter. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Appreciate you for being here. Make sure that you hit that like and subscribe button down there, and make sure that you hit the bell if you want to get notified when I'm putting out new content. Today we're talking about how to find new Facebook friends. Now listen, if you want to grow your mortgage business on Facebook, you're going to have to do it on purpose. Okay? Of course you can stumble and bumble and do it on accident, but it would make more sense to just do it on purpose. All right? So one thing that I think you should be doing every single day is growing your network on Facebook. If you're not already maxed out at 5,000 friends, then you should be adding new realtors and new potential referral partners every single day. Now, probably when you're thinking about doing that, that can sound overwhelming because you're not exactly sure how to do it. How do you go find people? How does it not take a half an hour every day that you have to put into this task that doesn't feel like it has an immediate return, which is typically what people are looking for if they're going to spend a long time on something, right? So what you're going to do is, matter of fact, I'm just going to jump in the computer and I'm going to show you exactly how to go find the best realtors to send Facebook friend requests to. All right. When you're on Facebook, the great thing is that there's groups for literally anything. So depending on where you want to go find realtors at, so say for example, if I wanted to go find realtors in Texas, right? I can just come over here, type in Texas Realtors, go down here to groups, and it's going to pop up groups. Now, obviously, you can see I'm not in any of these groups. If I was actively trying to work realtors in DFW or Dallas or these places here, I would join the group so that I could do this every day, plus be able to engage with members and talk about things that make sense in there. Okay, but I'm going to show you how you can do this even if you're not a member. So you just go to the group. Obviously, it has to be a public group for this to work. But if you look over here, the top one, two, three, four, five, six, well, every one of these right here is all public until you get down here to Texas Real Estate Experts. So like the first 10 groups are public. So this will work on any of these groups here. So if you go in the group and then basically, first thing I do is if you go to people, I look at who are the admins and the moderators. Okay. And I just look and think and decide like, should I be friends with these people? Okay. Obviously, David, I am friends with. Jesse, I don't know. I'm friends with Nick, and I don't know Brian. Okay. So I could consider to send them a friend request. I assume, based on the fact that they're running a group with 30,000 members in it, that they're probably influential people. And it's always good to be connected with those type of realtors. Okay. So that's the first place I'm going to start is I'm going to look at who are the admins and who are the moderators and should I connect with them. 1 second. I don't know how my video is looking. So I'm just going to move my screen around here just in case. Okay. Now, when you're in this section, when you go down, um, you're going to see a section right here that says members with things in common. Okay. Now we're going to use this section to send our friend requests. All right, members with things in common. So if you click see all, now I want you to make this really easy on yourself. You can see that there's some people who don't tell you where they work and stuff. There's people that do tell you where they work. There's going to be some people that is easier than others to add as a friend request. All right. If you're doing this from a cell phone, it looks slightly different, but functions the same way. So if you're doing this from a cell phone, we're only going to send friend requests to people that have the button right there that we can send it to them. Okay. Otherwise, I recommend doing this. I'm usually doing this right here on a desktop or laptop or whatever. And the reason is because of how I'll show you right here. So for example, if we come down, all right, so you can see Allison Trimble Paparoa, right? We have 3 mutual friends. She's a partner at Allison and Blake, AB Real Estate at Coastal Realty. Now, in her case, because it says Coastal, I'm assuming she's not actually in Texas, probably. There is Coast in Texas, fully admit that, but it's just not like, so it looks like she's in Washington. Okay, so I'd probably pass on her. But I'm basically looking for anybody who's just simple that I could add. So Realtor and LPT Realty with 31 mutual friends, I could hit add friend, right? Now, obviously, RMLO at Texas Pride Lending, Sarah, I'm not sending Sarah a friend request. There's no point in friending up local, other local loan officers. Doesn't mean don't be friends with loan officers, but there's no point in like building out your whole Facebook of full of loan officers, right? We want to build it of people that are potential referral partners. And when you're talking about cool stuff you have going on, they might want to work with you. That's the whole point. Okay. So you got Brooke right here, real estate salesperson at Ready Real Estate, 18 mutual friends. So the reason that we're using this friends with things in common is it's going to tell you how many mutual friends you have. And it doesn't matter what that number is, but you just want to have mutual friends with somebody before you send them a friend request. Otherwise, you kind of look like a creeper a little bit. You know what I mean? Um, doesn't mean you can't do it. This is way better. Okay. If you're doing it just like cold friend request. I mean, this is sort of like cold calling back in the day, right? It's like cold friend requesting. And then we're going to go through a process, of how do we become actual friends with them. So Amber at EXP. All right. Now, for example, one of the reasons I like to do this on a computer is so you can see with Jennifer right here, she's a real estate agent, Jennifer Ambrose Realty, but it doesn't have the add friend button. But if you hover over her name, it does right there. So then I can still be able to do that really simple, really simply. But of course, if you're doing this on a cell phone, don't worry about that. Just like add people that are the easiest to add. Okay. So you're just looking out for this kind of stuff, right? That you're not accidentally adding loan officers. If you don't know where they work, like Jane Taylor right here, it just says Plano and I don't know. I'm just not going to look for it. I'm just skipping her and I'm just going on to the next one. I'm not spending a lot of time on this, right? I want this to take you like a couple minutes. Doesn't have to take anything crazy. So Jesus, right? I could hit add friend. Okay, I think you get it, right? This is how we're doing this. So now what's going to happen is every day when people accept your friend request, number one, you need to be doing some things to move the relationship forward, right? Just sending, accepting their friend request alone or sending them a friend request, that in itself isn't going to move the relationship forward. You can rely on organicness of Facebook and that at some point they'll see an interesting post, maybe reach out to you, or you could reach out to them and have, whatever you want to say to them, right? Something that's going to move the relationship forward. Um, that would make the most sense. So right after they accept your friend request, you could send them a little video, for example. Like, let me ask you this. If you're here right now, drop it in the comments. I'd really appreciate hearing your feedback is how many friends that you've connected with on Facebook have then sent you a video message saying, thanks for connecting with me. Here's who I am, kind of a message. Right. My guess would be like very close to zero. And so if you do that, you're going to immediately be different when you're sending them a friend request and that, just that initial relationship building in the beginning, right? It's a way to be different. So anyways, you just keep looking through here, however many you think you should send. I would say on a minimum 5 per day, probably 10 per day. Again, depending on the area that you're in. Okay. If you're out in the sticks, small area, 5 a day is probably going to be plenty. Maybe even sometimes that's a stretch, depending on how small your area is, right? I live in a town of 1,500 people. So I would run out of people very quickly sending, 10 a day, right? Now, like I said, so we want to be sending those friend requests 5, 10. If you have less than 1,000 connections on Facebook, you should be sending like 20 a day because you need to really build that up. Don't expect that everybody's going to accept it. They're not. That's fine, right? We're just looking for the people that want to connect with you, who looks at your profile, thinks that you look interesting enough to want to make a connection with you. Okay. So this is a way that we're going out there. We're finding new friends every single day. We're finding realtors, insurance agents, financial planners, CPAs, car salesmen, jewelry salesmen, right? These are all people who know lifetimes and life moments that might potentially um, make somebody want to buy a house or sell a house or need to get a mortgage. Okay, so that's who we're looking for in these members with things in common. But like I said, what's interesting is that every day as new people accept your friend request, this list is going to change because now all their connections can be brought into this list, and there's going to be new people that you're going to that's going to recommend. And so that's why you can work off of one group for a months, depending on how big the group is and how big of an area you live in, Otherwise, just switch to another group. You might find another set of people over there. So hopefully this was helpful for you. This is the kind of stuff that we're doing in Legion of Loan Officers. If you're looking for coaching and you want to get better at attracting realtor partners, adding 2 to 3 partners a month, getting so good at running Facebook ads that realtors will actually pay your budget, and how to become a local celebrity for $3 a day, that's what we're doing in the Legion. Again, there's some links down here if you're interested in that kind of thing. Otherwise, appreciate you for being here. Please make sure that you subscribe. I love your comments and your feedback and ideas that you have. Keep the comments coming, and we'll catch you on the next video. Later.